welcome everybody for today's webinar titled Smart Factories, the Future of Manufacturing. Myself, Rakesh Rao, the Executive Editor of Smart Manufacturing and Enterprises. So before I proceed, just let me present today's agenda. After my presentation for 10 minutes, there will be a panel discussion for 60 minutes. And post that, we will take questions from the audience. So the scheduled time of closure is 5 p.m. So we'll try to wind up before that. So with this, let me start. And also, I would request all the participants to type in their questions in the chat box so that we can take these questions towards the end of the panel discussion. So with this, let me start with a small presentation on smart manufacturing and enterprises. And also request to all just keep yourself on mute so that it doesn't disturb the panel discussions. Hope the screen is visible to everybody.
Yes.
So Smart Manufacturing and Enterprises is a 52-year-old industrial publication. Earlier, it was known as Industrial Product Finder, or IPF. Smart Manufacturing and Enterprises reaches to more than 2 lakh readers every month through its magazine and website. With India's emerging as an economic power in the world, smart manufacturing and enterprises covers every aspects of manufacturing, from latest technologies to government policies to business strategies. Smart manufacturing offers an assortment of news, views, interviews, and well-researched articles. SME is widely circulated to manufacturing and engineering sectors such as automobile, auto component, electrical electronics, metalworking, machine tools, process industries, plastics, packaging, defense, aerospace, and general engineering industries. We have presence in all major cities: Mumbai, Pune, Delhi, Kolkata, Bangalore, Chennai, and Ahmedabad. And we actually belong to a group called as ASAP Info Global Group, which publishes magazines such as Indian Textile Journal, Construction World, Equipment India, Indian Cement Review, and Infrastructure Today, among others. ASAP Group also hosts conferences and exhibitions such as India Construction Festival, Cement Expo, Tria Expo, Rasta Expo, and India Infrastructure Today Conclave. So let's move on to our today's agenda, or that is the panel discussion. So India stands at the cusp of manufacturing transformation with global supply chains shifting and government's push for Atmanirbhar Bharat. Smart factories powered by automation, data, and intelligent system offers next leap in productivity and competitiveness. However, for many manufacturers, especially the small and medium scale manufacturers, the transition to automation remains daunting due to high cost, lack of digital readiness, and limited access to skilled talent. Despite these hurdles, forward manufacturers are discovering the pathways to gradual adoption supported by modular technologies, government initiatives, and scalable technologies. Against this backdrop, today's panel discussion will explore whether smart factories are truly becoming a widespread reality in India and what it takes to turn vision into execution. Our guest speakers for today's events are Mr. Samir Kelkar from Grindmaster Machine, then Mr. Sandeep Shukla of Tata Tech Electronics, Mr. Sunil Mehta, from Mitsubishi Electric India. We also have Mr. Amit Pradhan from Dixon Technologies, who is yet to join. I can't see him. So he may join in between because of his some
Yes, I'm here.
emergency meeting. Okay, he has joined in. Good.
Mr.
Good.
Pradhan
Okay.
is here,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. So the session is going to be moderated by Mr. Rahul Bhandurge, the Director
Hi,
Sales
good afternoon.
Development, BDB India. So before I hand over the virtual platform to Mr. Bhandurge, let me introduce him and all the panelists to our audience. So Mr. Bhandurge has of 17 years of market research and industry experience. He brings a decade of expertise in conducting primary research across diverse sectors, including automotive and non-automotive industries. His market experience spans India and international markets such as South Asia, Southeast Asia, Africa, South Africa, sorry, South Korea, Taiwan, etc. He works closely with industry associations and trade bodies in India and abroad to lead strategic initiatives promoting growth within the industries and ecosystems. Then we have Mr. Amit Pradhan. Mr. Pradhan is the business technology leader having 20 years of experience across industries, with the last 10 years focused on innovation, digital technology, process and product quality, company culture and customer experience. Currently, he leads the IT and digital initiatives at Dixon Group. He is also a member of core committee of national policy advocacy on digital smart manufacturing at CII. Then we have Mr. Samir Kelkar. Mr. Kelkar leads Grindmaster Machines with a vision to revolutionize precision finishing technologies globally. With 15 years of expertise in specialized machinery, robotics, and sustainability, he drives innovation that transforms industries. As a CEO and R&D head, he is committed to steering Grindmaster to the forefront of precision engineering, empowering its team to create cutting-edge solutions that make a global impact. Our next speaker is Mr. Sandeep Shukla. Mr. Shukla is currently associated with Tata Electronics as the digital transformation lead. He has over 30 years of experience in areas like OEM manufacturing and engineering services with a global exposure. He has expertise in new product launches, virtual and digital manufacturing in the entire value chain. He is highly skilled at project management, customer satisfaction, and digital transformation of manufacturing industries such as automotive, aerospace, railways, white goods, etc. And we have Mr. Sunil Mehta, who is the Assistant Vice President, Head Customer Services, Factory Automation and Industrial Division at Mitsubishi Electric India. He is also a part of Corporate Alliance, where he represents Mitsubishi Electric FID division at various forums and institutions. He has additional responsibility as the chairman of CLP India, that is CC Link Partners Association, to expand CC Link Industrial Ethernet network in the Indian manufacturing industry. He is also the president of Automation Industry Association and director of Foundation for Smart Manufacturing at IIT Delhi. On behalf of SME, I would welcome you all and looking forward to a very engaging panel discussion. With this, I hand over the panel, this forum to Mr. Rahul and esteemed panelists. Mr. Rahul, you can start the proceeding.
Yeah, great. Great. Thank you, Mr. Rao, for this wonderful introduction and setting the context. I welcome all panelists to this panel discussion, and the theme today is Smart Factories, the Future of Indian Manufacturing. And I welcome Mr. Amit Pradhan, VP IT and CEO, Dixon Technologies India Limited.
You will lose your voice, Mr. Rao. Hello?
Automation Industry Association and AVP Head Customer Service at Mitsubishi Electric. I welcome you all.
Okay.
Now, uh, letting before we get into, let's just set a context of this panel. Now India, uh, as a country, we are at a very good stage, growing, and we aspire to become a 7 trillion economy by 2030. That is number three in the world. And as a country, we are really looking at manufacturing to be the core sector driving it. And
Rahul, I'm losing you. I mean, your voice is not coming. I'm not sure is it with me only or
Yeah,
everybody?
Rahul, I think
No, no, it is happening with me also. Mr. Amit,
yeah,
yes, we
we
are
are not able
losing
to
you.
hear,
Mr.
so
Rahul,
yes, sir.
we are not able to hear. There is some network issue if I get it correctly.
Is it so? Okay.
Yes,
I'm so sorry. Just give me a minute. Just
we could listen only half of your sentence.
I'm so sorry. Is it okay now?
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Perfect. Thanks. So I think I will start now. Okay. So I was just setting the context that India is going to be, or we aspire to become a 7 trillion economy and number third in the world, and manufacturing is going to be, we will be looking at more contribution to the manufacturing, or 25 to 30%. And in that direction, we're already working on Make in India, China plus one. So in that way, PLR was 2 trillion into manufacturing for incentives outlay for almost across 14 sectors. And we are also see some light at on that side as well. So manufacturing is going to be very crucial going forward. And so India today stands at a very turning point where manufacturing can become a really powerhouse of innovation and self-reliance. I'm not talking only about the industry, but also we are talking about aerospace defense sector as well, and the recent aspects and the exports, the across army navy. Also, you will see that manufacturing is something the local the content is increasing day by day, and at least from last 5 years, it has at least reached 80-85% level. So with smart factories, so becoming the new frontier. So today's discussion, we aim to dissect towards the India readiness. So we'll look at into three different sections to try to understand how what is really a smart factory. Is India ready today, and what is the potential available there? Now, the adoption and implementation. I think in that adoption and implementation, it is very important to really understand and assess the challenges. So we will also talk about what challenges industries are facing. And then lastly about, whenever the automation or smartness comes in, it is always says the workforce plays a very important role. Sustainability is also important aspect, going forward. And then definitely the policy intervention also plays a very important role. So I think this is the landscape of our discussion today, which we will have. And these are the three sections. There is a fourth section, a surprise element, which I wanted to keep at the end, and we will have that on a very high note at the end of the study. So uh, let's uh, uh, let's hear from the brilliant minds and industry leaders who are shaping this transformation. So let me move to the first section, which is where we will understand more about industry readiness and the potential available. on smart factories. Now, a smart factories is nothing but a digitized manufacturing, which leverages connected devices, machinery, systems to record the data, to give the data to the decision maker, so that a real-time decision making and process optimization can take place. So I want to start with Mr. Amit Pradhan. Okay, so I want to put him here, and then I will continue with Mr. Kelkar, Mr. Sandeep Shukla, and Mr. Sunil Mehta for this particular section. So, I just want to ask to Mr. Pradhan that, to be in the game of manufacturing, staying competitive globally is very important. So, according to you, why do you think that smart factories are crucial for India to stay competitive in global manufacturing? Any thoughts on that, sir?
Sorry, Rahul, is this for me? I lost your last statement.
Yeah, so I said it is to Mr. Amit Pradhan.
Yeah,
Yes, it is to you. So
right.
I said to be into to stay competitive globally, how important are the smart factories for India?
Sure, sure. So I think this is a very important question, especially in nowadays scenarios where we are talking about making in India and all. See, when we are talking the smart factory, digital factory, these things are no longer a optional kind of a thing, right? We must have to. This has become a necessities if you really have to be happen, kind of a globally competitive. You have a battle, the grounds across, the countries like China, Taiwan, Vietnam, in the larger country, China's, and in the other smaller companies like, Taiwan, Vietnam. And if you would have to look at it on that manufacturing ecosystems and the kind of a square, then in that case, this certainly is not a optional. This is a mandatory kind of a thing. Also, if you look at that, the how the Trump, the tariff, and these things are shaking, the global
Yeah.
supply chain are shifting. You must have to have a very, very real-time visibilities of your operations, of your materials, of your, the kind of a, you must have to be very smart in terms of predictive maintenance, in terms of the zero defect manufacturing, and all those things. See, the automations is this certainly allow the smarter way and the faster way to run the operation, but at the same time, it is a very cost competitiveness also through the automations, the higher
I agree.
customization and the faster turnaround. These all have become a very critical in today's markets, right? Especially, the government Make in India vision, a smart factory certainly will help to bridge the productivity gaps. As I mentioned, a
Yes.
country like China and Vietnam to strengthen our positions, especially in the emerging sectors like EVs, electronics, which we are into, and multiple, the precision engineering, component manufacturing, the government is pushing towards. Right. So these are some of the various broader
Yes.
factor.
Yes.
What I
Yes.
can tell, if you look at some of the global studies, and also there are 30% of improvement in the productivity and 25% reduction in the downtime, because on all these digital matured factories, and it's coming up. The China Industry 4.0 adoption rate is almost 2x higher than the India, and that is the reason it is like a strong competitive edge for them. So these are the very, very important aspects what we generally, in fact, into the energy consumption, if I talk about, the smart factories can cut the energy consumption by 20 to 30%, which is very crucial for the ESG compliance and these kind of things. So this is the broader aspects and the thought from my side, Rahul.
Oh, wow, wow, Mr. Pradhan, I have noted some very good points over here. The necessity and the productivity, downtime reduction, and energy consumption. I think which is very, very important for the improvement into manufacturing and contribution towards, like we are also talking about the energy consumption per se, where we are looking at more going to be non-fossil driven into renewables as well, So I think what you're saying is very right. Now, coming to when it comes to productivity and downtime reduction, we really need for that we really need very cutting edge technologies to be playing into manufacturing. So I want to ask Mr. Samir, I want to put him on the stand and ask him that, being you are into the precision machine manufacturing, sir. Now, as someone who is building these cutting edge technologies, precision machines into India, do you believe, smart factories are achievable at the scale, or are there still a niche reality? So, what do you think about it? Is it a niche reality, or can we achieve it at a scale?
So thanks for having me here. And I would
Pleasure, sir.
say that the reality is a mix of both. So I
Okay.
would say that there is an advanced manufacturing sector in the country, which includes companies in an automotive space, OEMs, like tier ones, who have already reached industry a certain level, so they can really think and move towards IoT, and towards industry 4. um but there is also uh, like there is also a very big gap in uh, manufacturing industry sectors, like steel manufacturing, or
Hmm.
foundries, forging shops, cookware, uh, textiles, and so on, which are not yet providing a safe, a good working environment for people. So I would say,
Great.
that we first have to be safe and then smart.
Wow. Okay. Safe
So
plus
for these
smart.
sectors, it is necessary to first have a good machines, good a good its processing equipment, have a safe working its condition, a good working condition for people. Then they can certainly can move, in the next phase they can move towards an industry 4.
And where do you think we are, sir, when it comes to, so you said safety first and then the smart. So where do we are today? Are we in between, or is still hygiene where we are still yet to reach the safety levels?
So there is again, it's two ends of the market. So there is one end of the market which is very safety conscious, which is like, I'll just give an example from an automotive and the foundry. So so an automotive machine shop is very safety, it's aware. They will have a good safe machines and equipment. They'll be worried about mist getting into, like mist collectors are used, so that they have a good working condition. On the second hand, the foundry, which is supplying castings to the same automotive, is working in absolutely horrendous uh, conditions, with
Mm,
accidents,
mm,
dust,
mm.
vibrations. They're having people there operating in really very bad conditions. So I think it is necessary as a manufacturing nation to have one sector go towards industry 4, but also these sectors which are not even at a basic level of
Levels. Yeah. Yeah.
for them to come up to that level.
Got it. Got it. Got it. So you are one of the partner when it comes to the smart factories, and whenever uh, to bring in any concept into execution, partnerships are very important for growth, and then it has to be across value chain. Now, I want to go to Mr. Shukla and understand from him, because he has worked across OEMs and service providers. How does he see smart factories shaping the India's entire manufacturing value chain? So yeah, Mr. Shukla.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me here. Rahul,
Thanks.
I'm taking this call from
Okay,
office laptop, and it is not allowing me to open my video. So please
no
bear with
problem,
that.
sir. Perfectly fine.
Okay, so if I will see India's manufacturing value chain has long been a patchwork kind of. So OEMs are at one end, everybody said it's high end, and MSMEs are at other. So and those two ends are stitched together by a manual process and a legacy system. So here
Right,
comes the smart factories which are stitching this patchwork into a seamless kind of a digital fabric. OEMs are demanding the real-time data from suppliers, and a lot of lot of MSMEs are adopting a cloud-based MES system, and also a logistic partner who are in sync with the factory data to optimize the delivery route. Now, if we will go into a more depth and understand basically those are upstream, midstream, and downstream. So upstream, I'm considering the design and engineering. So where the digital twins, the simulation tools, those are really allowing OEM to validate, design virtually, do some kind of a DOE that helps to reduce time to market, reduce the prototyping cost. And if we will get into a midstream, which is basically the real production, where those are
mm-hmm.
IoT-enabled machines are there, the IoT, the AI-driven quality control, the automated workflows are improving the throughput. They are allowing to reduce the downtime and also enhancing the consistency. Now, if we'll go to third piece, which is basically around downstream supply chain and services. So there I see a lot of basically the real-time inventory tracking is happening, the demand forecasting is done, the connected logistics are done, and those basically optimize the delivery and also reduce the waste. So in nutshell, what mean to me is basically smart factories are not just upgrading the machines, they are upgrading the relationship across the value chain.
Right, right. So, so it is there. It is there. It just has to be integrated
So
properly.
yeah,
Yeah, into various, yeah, when it comes to the upstream to midstream to downstream, at some process it is there, but it has to be integrated and collectively industry has to move on.
yeah,
Great, great, great. I think that for that the partnership between OEMs and service providers and also from upstream to the uh, downstream supply chain services, which is very important. Now, we have Mr. Sunil Mehta, and he comes from the Automation Industry Association. And from your experience, are factories still a future vision in into India, or are they becoming a reality on the ground? So, like we just heard Mr. Shukla, Mr. Pradhan, and Mr. Kiltel, and I am able to see there is already, in some processes, people are really working towards. And we cannot say it is a complete smart, but yes, people are using digitized solution automation today, and last 1 decade, at least I have worked with a lot of automation companies and see the automation from 20-30%, it has reached to at least 60-70% levels into Indian market as well. So your take on that, sir?
Yeah. Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Rakesh Rao and other members for having me here. I definitely agree with co-panelists Samir and Amit and Mr. Shuklaji because right now they spoke about these things. My point is that still we are not that much has gone the way we as a manufacturing in India should have gone up till now. I could see that the big companies, big OEMs, you talk about four-wheeler manufacturers as well as two-wheeler manufacturers, by and large, they have adopted a lot of latest technologies as well as they have gone ahead with the smart manufacturing. But barring
Right,
that, auto auto company industry is also some of the companies has really adopted all the latest technologies, including predictive maintenance and smart manufacturing, connectivity of all the equipments to the some SCADA or maybe MES or ERP level. So that is happened in last couple of years, maybe post COVID. But if you talk about MSMEs and SMEs, then the picture is not that rosy because it is not still happening the way it should happen. So if
good.
you talk about countries like Japan and all these things where these technologies has been widely adopted, including robotics, because there is a problem with the manpower. But if you talk about China, the productivity is so high that their consumption of factory automation product is much on a higher side. Whereas our factories are, there are many industries which are legacy machines which are working for more than 20-25 years, where the
Right.
controllers are quite old. And there is no way that
Yeah.
we can fetch the data from those controllers because there are no connectivities maybe on any protocol. So that type of things when come into picture, then the challenge comes to how to take the data from that equipment and then work around solutions, maybe some additional sensors or maybe some type of change in the controller and all those things. Those things can be done. So SMEs and MSMEs, people usually talk about ROIs and it is top driven by the management. So that time, how much money need to be spent to get this or why my production is still going on. So why I should adopt these type of systems. So that things are still going on. People need to really assess where they really stand, whether it is industry 2.03 or 3.5. And the assessments are possible. There are various agencies who can do the assessment at a very reasonable cost. And then they can really submit the paper. But that still those things are not really happening. And another point is the operators or the skilled people, labor, or maybe I can say that, which are not involved into the process. So many times digitalization projects really they don't go into the way it should go, and maybe sometimes the investment fizzles out, and maybe it doesn't result into really the way it should result because it needs the involvement of all the stakeholders, including the operator, including the top management, and the top management has to be techno savvy. They want to adopt latest technologies in their shop floor. Then only the things can happen.
Got it. Got it. Got it. So yeah, I think I agree with all four of you. And then to really conclude, smart factories is really very important aspect for growth of the manufacturing, and it is there because with Mr. Pradhan just talk about, and also all of you spoke about how important it is and what advantages with respect to the productivity increase by 30%, downtime by reduction by 20%, energy consumption reduction by 20-30%. And then there is always across the supply chain, there is already smartness is there, automation is available. It is just an integrity. And uh, as per Meta, last we concluded challenges, I think, which are very important to discuss. So I want to, take you to next, segment where I want to really go deeper into the what are the hindrances for the adoption and implementation. So whenever anybody wants to say that I want to adopt, he would always ask what are the challenges, or you would always ask him that these are what challenges do you face. So I want to discuss those challenges with you from your experiences, what challenges you've seen, and how to tackle, how do we build those uh, blueprints for digital transformation. So I want to again start with Mr. Amit Pradhan. Uh, so in adopting the automation, what are the biggest challenges today Indian manufacturers are facing, and according to you, how they can overcome those particular challenges? Please, sir.
See, Rahul, I think this is a very good questions. In fact, uh, see in India specifically, if you look at the larger organizations, they're investing huge in a technology side and the digital side. The challenge is the adoption. If you look at it, the SMEs, they have a different challenge. Because this tech upfront investment is very huge. So
Right.
they are not very unclear on a ROI side. So they have those kind of a thing. During some of the the government advocacies and those kind of prospects also we have talked. The China, even in Singapore, many of the developed nations, I mean, who are far ahead on this particular part than us, incentivize to the enterprises in terms of the digital adoption and digital enablement kind of a thing. So similar kind of a thing can be brought in here in India as well or not. So that's a thought processes. See, the challenges certainly, if I look at that, so these the broader from the larger and the smaller. And many of the time we deal for the fragmented legacy systems, which lack of interoperabilities between multiple
Right.
machines, IT, OT layers. Some of the time we have a small old plant and all, which doesn't have those kind of a data enablement kind of things that has to be looked at. Especially, and another things is also like, especially mobile manufacturing and the electronic manufacturing services, we also get a lot of challenges in terms of the skill gap, both at the operator level, at the mid level, and this kind of a thing, which really need to be looked at. Another concerns, as an industry standpoint of view, what I'm looking at, growing penetrations of the cybersecurity concerns at the IT, not only the IT layer, but also the OT layer, which is
Right.
very kind of important aspects. Now, see, as per the Indian research like FICCI and all, over 65% of the kind of a MSME organization has a cost as a primary barrier in terms of the challenges perspective I'll talk about, right?
Right.
There is a huge, as per the NASCOM study I was referring some point a few week ago, there is a 30% shortage of industry 4.0 ready talent, right?
Oh.
Those kind of things are there. There are several studies coming up where, in fact, yesterday there was there's an article I was just reading in the news today morning. Just one plant guy, 1 week password, they impacted 730 people together and halted the operation for many of the months. So 50% is kind of the approximate manufacturing integration, IoT, phase, network vulnerabilities, and some kind of related challenges. So these are the broader aspects what I'm talking here, Rahul. But
Got it. Got it. Yeah.
now the another fold of the question is how to overcome from that.
Mm.
In our digital transformation strategies, and we always talk not to go into the big bang. It's always has to be a modular automations, pilots, these kind of and prove it and scale it, and that is how the ROI
Mm.
gradually
Mm.
happens,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
We also have to look at it as standardized across the locations. You also have to look at it a scalable digital architect. It cannot be, another different product range, different solutions, and different kind of a thing that's create a lot of tech debt and problems to
Take it.
manage as well. Yeah.
True. True. True.
Yeah.
True.
From the scaling perspective, so we
Yeah.
have done some kind of a very innovative solution on a AR, VR, and MR kind of a solution on the soft load itself, which is helping us significantly. There are from the government side of also, there's a lot of the association with the academia, and these things are happening, which is like a public-private skill development programs to those things. So these are the but couple of other things that can be looked at. We are also leveraging some kind of a cloud-based
Mm. Mm.
solutions, which
Mm.
is
Mm.
scalable, subscription-based kind of solutions and all. In fact, I was speaking some few a week ago in a Skill India mission, where how to build digital soft floor training program and those strategies, right? So those are the broader, the challenges and the overcome what we have to look at now from my side. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Yeah, I think you have very rightly pointed out. We just spoke about integration of legacy machines with the newer softwares, the skill gap. Yeah, I understand, and the scalability requirement. And when you rightly said the MSM is the focus on cost, yeah, I think the initial costs are very important for them. And so you also talk about modular may not be a complete system, but go modularity and modular way. If you can look at maybe a journey can be implementation can be typically looked at even in the MSME category as well. And with the digital footprint increasing, cybersecurity is also an important aspect, and that challenges and concerns are definitely there. And few days back, I was even looking at. Even those costs are also going high. So people are using, hybrid they are also using cloud, but also having a permanent server inside their offices so that they are able to store the aspect. So that's how people are also looking at cloud as one of the solution for it. So great, thanks for that take. And I want to ask Mr. Kelkar about he has worked extensively into the advanced automation actually. So what are those key factors, which can turn smart factories into the real working solutions on shop floor? So, Mr. Kelkar, to you, sir.
Um, like I would like to say that a smart factory is a solution after you have a good like working base processes. So you have to have like reliable like machines, like good machines with a good its process control and so on. So like once you have that in order to implement the smart manufacturing and to get the best like benefits out of it, I think it needs a practical an approach of keeping it relatively simple, like to begin with. I think a lot of companies they get like overwhelmed with a full complexity and what they can achieve with the full complexity. So to begin with, to keeping it simple and start like drawing benefits. Also the teams inside a manufacturing unit have to learn how to draw the benefits out of a smart manufacturing. So I think like going in a phases of like doing a basic level and then going to an advanced and a more sophisticated level is a good idea. um, at a certain like level, like there needs to be uh, a very tight and integration in between the IoT systems that are on machine and um, the various other like systems and the softwares that like run an enterprise. So like a tight integration with an ERP or with a CRM uh, will ultimately be able to leverage and uh, give the best benefits.
Oh, great. Thanks for that. I want to ask Mr. Sandeep Shukla on this further. You know that today a simulation-based design is uh, is the trend, and you are also a very strong advocate of simulation-based design. How can this approach, help Indian manufacturers adopt smart factory practices faster and in a more efficient way?
Yeah, good question. If we see our country where basically every rupee count, we don't want to
Yes.
waste even one rupee. So in those kind of a scenario, simulation is really game changer. Um, the reason is it allows you to do a digital rehearsal before the real show. So what
Yeah.
can went wrong, what can happen, those all can be simulated in a well advanced way, and all those can be corrected or verified in a very advanced way. So we call it as a left shift, which is applied when we are designing a product, which is by using a rapid prototyping or maybe virtual model. It allows you to iterate design without a physical build that eventually saves the time and cost. And those simulation models over a period of time can be kind of a leverage to bring the product faster in the market. When it comes to the
Oh,
next
great.
level, which is basically the factory, where the process simulation is happening, where you can integrate the entire factory layout, do the process simulation, the plant simulation, identify all the bottlenecks, identify all the inefficiencies well in advance, and have a basically even closed system.
Okay.
When it
Okay.
comes to basically scalability, so simulation tool predominantly help to tailor a smart factory setup to a specific need, because as now we are entering into a new sector which is electronics and all that. So there it is more important to have a simulation-based approach. Simulation not only help to build the product faster way, but it also allows anyone to fail first, learn faster, and also the scale smarter. So that's the benefit of simulation. This is what I see.
Got it. So, just to you know, further to that, if you can just help us understand which are those industries who are actually takers or using heavily on the basis the simulation design option.
Yeah, if you see the
Can you give a
current trend,
penetration?
whatever company are coming up in a new factory, those are primarily using the simulation because earlier this cost of any simulation was very high, but now
Right.
now the subscription based models are basically available. Second is you can use a very high bandwidth of GPUs and GTUs by using NVIDIA and all that. So you really not need to own that basically entire hardware. So nowadays it is very easy. If I see
Right.
industry sectors, basically automotive and electronics, these are the two sectors which are very good in adopting all this simulation.
Adopting. Got it. Got it. Got it. And sir, I want to ask Mr. Sujal Mehta further, like uh, on the you have experience in working with manufacturers. Okay. And what are those real world barriers which are actually stopping the factories to adopt for a faster adoption of these technologies actually of automation? You are on mute, sir.
Work mainly for the Japanese companies. So I've been to Japan, and the way they do the planning, here we are
Right.
really lacking out of it. Secondly, the end customer, the end user, maybe it could be MSMEs, SMEs, or the big OEMs. If the problem statement is clear, then things become very simple. Then the engineering and the entire implementation can go very well. So the implementation, and another point is that for various reasons, uh, actually there has to be a cross-functional team in all departments. So you have to people from engineering, you have to have people from maintenance, and there are operators which are working on the machine for 20, 25 years or something like that. And they have got to know about the product, about the operations.
Right.
So we have to take them in the confidence that adoption of this type of technologies are not going to affect their jobs and all this. These are various hurdles because the systems are not really getting into the place, and they are not able to get the desired results out of it. So even the company do the investment, and one basic point is the discipline, which we are lacking in the our our entire say manufacturing. What I can say, the footprint, what do I see? The discipline, if you have the systems and if you bypass the systems, then there is no fun of it, because that's the typical way here the things happen. Because I work with most of the MNCs, car manufacturers, and these things, I could see on the shop floor what really happens. So then, even though systems are in place, you don't get the desired results. Although Japanese
Got it.
companies, we have implemented lot many systems in not only Japanese automotives, Indian automotives also, and the results are available.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
energy,
Yeah.
including energy, quality management, productivity improvement, and those results are measurable. So that's a one good thing. But still, there has to be a very the approach has to be very strong, and the detailing has to be done for everything. People are there to implement these systems, including softwares, including OT and everything. But then
Right.
the problem statements and things has to be very well clear. And as Amitji said that these all these solutions are scalable. Whatever
True.
Japanese introduced e-factory, which is into year 2003, we called it as e-factory. German starts talk about industry 4.0. Finally, it's the one and the same thing. We are talking about getting the data from the shop floor, from the machine with the sensors, and getting it to the ERP on the real-time basis. And
Got
there are
it.
various protocols and various networks come into picture, so we integrate everything.
Yeah. There is this saying, if you do your planning well, your half work is done. So I think that's the real world barrier. What you talk about, having knowing your problem statement, and if you know that problem statement, planning it at the start so that your execution becomes smooth. Great. I agree with you. And further, I want to understand from Mr. Samir Kelkar that we also spoke about building blueprint, okay, for digital transformation. So when we started this segment, I want to understand from you what are those must have elements if we want to have a blueprint for Indian MSMEs to start their automation journey, especially where you play is precision industries. I'm talking about. You're on mute, sir.
Sorry, I would say that an automation like journey has to begin with identifying activities and tasks which are like difficult to do for humans in a safe way or in a good way. Like so, like tasks which are affecting a process, a quality of the part is being affected because of a human activity. So these are
Yes.
the parts that should be first, or like these its processes they first should be it's automated with machines. Like they might also be tasks which are handling a nature of handling, but of heavy parts or complicated parts which cannot be done in uh, which cannot be done by which cannot be done like easily by people. Like
Okay.
see we are a large country with over like 1.4 billion people, so we also have to or we like also have to employ people. Like so I
Right.
would say
Right.
that uh, a way that the Japanese or the Koreans or the Germans have like implemented like automation across the board everywhere is not an approach that like can work very well for us. Um, I think in some of the largest like automotive its companies I have seen in the country, uh, like small components are still like manually like loaded and handled on machines. So it gives an indication of
Got
like
it.
what works in our context in India.
Yes. Yes. I completely agree with you. Like we just spoke about modularity, and here it will play that whatever humans can do should be the first. We should go for
I mean,
automation.
like
Specifically to precision industries.
Uh, it because I've seen a lot of like implementations. Like there are some like examples which really it's come to mind. So like for example, an automotive like machine shop is willing to make an investment in very uh, in very like expensive gantries to handle the crankshafts. Like for example, like where it is a lightweight like 7-8 kgs of a crankshaft, like and yet their like supply chain is not willing to like invest in very like basic like safety for its people. So I feel like I once again feel that there needs to be a conscious like effort that automation is working for everybody.
Mr. Rahul,
Mr.
you are
Rahul, you
mute.
are on mute.
Yeah. Uh, yes.
Voice is breaking.
So, question, Mr. Shukla, on which are those Indian sectors, which are uh, most ready for Industry 4.0, and which are the ones which really needs a push?
Okay, very quick. Yeah, if I see India basically Industry 4.0 roadmap, it's not basically even, it's quite patchy. And there are a couple of factors behind it. If I see automotive, no doubt it is printing ahead, maybe because of two, three reasons. First of all, they have to get into EV, they have to implement ADAS, they have to have a global OEM pressure. So if they have to be smart
Right.
enough, so that is basically push behind automotive to be on safe side. The second sector, what you can see is the pharma. Because of the compliance and precision, they have to be on very high side. So those are good sectors. Now the new sector which is coming up in India, which is basically electronics. So those are mostly the PLI wave, which is sponsored by government of India. So they have to bond digital.
Right.
Otherwise, there will be
Got it.
nowhere. But there are factors. If I include
Mhm.
basically, and many of my colleagues also said, the textile, the heavy engineering, also the food, basically processing. I think they are stuck somewhere between industry 2 and 3. They are not, because they are very cost conscious. So even industry 3 is not there. And what makes them to move to
Right.
basically industry 4, I feel basically there are a lot of push on automotive, pharma, and electronic because it's a high value business. But if we talk about heavy engineering, textile, and food processing, I think there should be some tailored made kind of a playbook is required. So that will help
Right. Right.
this industry to move forward.
Yeah. 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 I took the word
I think we lost.
Lost in, yeah.
Yeah, we lost the moderator Rakesh.
Hello.
hello. Hello.
Yeah, he's back, Rahulji.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I think I don't know what is happening. It is
Okay.
disconnecting and then it is coming back. But yeah, so I said, Mr. Shukla, I took one point from your answer is the regulatory and compliance. I think that is one aspect. It comes into all the sectors. It will definitely.
Yes,
I
yes.
think that is the only push it is required for you know Industry 4.0. So, I want to go to Mr. Mehta, and from your work with Automation Association and Foundation of Smart Manufacturing at IIT Delhi, what practical steps should Indian manufacturers, especially MSMEs, have to take to start their smart factory journey? Actually, please, sir.
I think the first step what MSMEs or these companies should take is that they should do the assessment first, and an assessment should be done by the third party or the external agencies, not within the
Ah,
organization. So that will give the clear
okay.
picture whether they stand at industry 2.0, 3.5, or where exactly. So that assessment will definitely
Yeah,
help.
yeah, yeah.
Second step is they must have to make their own employees, middle level management, where they should provide them the skill development. There are many skill programs are available. I am part of IIT Delhi FSM. So there we have a complete lab which is irrespective of your brand. You have the courses available for Industry 4.0 or something like that. And that type of there are
Right,
various, even in Pune there is a university C4I4 lab is there. So there the
right,
people, the middle level management has to be trained so that they will really understand what exactly what we are talking about. And then the third is the exact problem statement. See, in one go, the industry 4.0 or any smart manufacturing or e-factory cannot be implemented in a factory. So what exactly you are looking for? You are looking for energy saving, or you are looking for productivity improvement or quality management, because you are the MSMEs or MSMEs, these are competing with not only domestic, for they are also trying to get overseas market also. So what exactly the equipment should generate the reports and all these things. So if they can make these things
right.
more clear, then the things become very easy to implement or adopt.
Very true, very true. So you just took name of the C4 I4. I think we also work very closely with them, and they're actually doing a very good work. And for any MSMEs, I would urge them to go and see that lab and visit them to really understand what is really happening into the industry 4.0 side actually on that front.
Yeah,
And as you
C4I4
right,
C4I4 is totally backed by all the Mitsubishi FA products.
right, sir. Yes, yes. I wanted to come to that. Yeah, and the skill development in MSMEs, because I think there even we are working with lot of associations, and the thrust of all the companies, be it even uh, 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 in the last section we talk about the association between industry and academia is very important, and that's where companies are playing that to make a future ready manpower for our manufacturing per se. I completely agree with your points, sir. Now, with that, when you just spoke about the skill development, I think we spoke about what important, what smart factories can do, what challenges, how what should be the blueprint. I think let us understand your views on you know how do we align our people and policies into the smart factory journey. So I want to we have very limited time now, another 25 minutes. So we'll have to finish it. So I want to ask this question to Mr. Pradhan. He is on CIS National Policy Committee. What practical strategies or policy intervention do you recommend to scale digital manufacturing across MSMEs and large manufacturers?
So Rahul, I think I said in the beginning, in fact, I'm
Yes,
already advocacy in terms
yes,
of incentivize the digital adoption. That is
incentive.
that is very important. In fact, if not, then target some kind of a subsidies, give some kind of a tax benefit, or some kind of a low interest financing, those kind of on adopting the industry 4.0
Right.
technologies.
Mm,
Those
mm,
kind of
mm,
a things can be done. In fact, there are a lot of initiatives government is in fact doing that. The government is also coming up with the approach of India own AI, right? Or Indian cloud platform, those kind of aspects. It's something like the shared digital infrastructure and innovation hub, where the smaller manufacturer can assess the automations without having any kind of a capex. So it is something
right.
automation as a services kind of a model, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that can be looked at. We also discuss in some of the forum, like how we can cluster based digital upskilling program through some government, industry, academia partnership, as I said in the big another thread as well. So, these are some of the factors can be. In fact, I'll tell you some of the example in the as I said, many of the countries which is providing a tax credit or subsidies for the automation of the capex, the automation capex. So we need to take the reference of those kind of things from there. In a Japan, when I visited there are many of the government enabled IoT labs. So similar kind of
yeah,
things
yeah.
we can be looked at here as well, in terms of emerging technology, maybe a 3D printings, robotics, those kind of things. Also, Rahul, there are many of the MSME lack awareness of Industry 4.0.
Mm, mm,
They
mm,
doesn't
mm.
understand. So we should having a kind of a policy which should mandate digital literacy program in manufacturing cluster. So those kind of, I mean, you're doing a good work here. I mean, the construction and the manufacturing, some of these kind of things. So these has to be, the widen kind of things. So such kind of an intervention certainly can unlock many of the additional manufacturing values,
Right.
as government of India is targeting 2047 as a developed
24.
nations for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I completely agree with you on that front. Before even moving ahead, the awareness level has to be improved among, so then they will be able to thought process. And we as an India, we have so many clusters. It's very big, and Each and every state is different, industry is different, thought process is different. So a clustered approach will play a very important role to start the digital manufacturing. To Mr. Kelkar, you are very much deeply invested into sustainability, and according to you, can smart factories be also green? I think green would not be a right word. Can smart factories be sustainable is what I wanted to understand from you.
So we are very passionate about the sustainability subject. We have a goal of uh, going to a net zero by 2030. We have taken steps to go beyond basic environmentally friendliness, going beyond doing what we can to doing what it takes. This includes an estimation of the scope 1, scope 2, and the scope 3
Okay, yeah,
carbon footprint that we have, and then making a plan for compensating for that by planting 1 million trees by 2030. We
Suzy.
have so far have planted about 250,000 trees. So we
Wow,
have a very strong timeline to plant uh, almost 150 to 2000 to 150,000 to 200,000 trees a year. Um,
wow,
a smartness in how we are accounting for the carbon footprint or what kind of an impact we have is a key to to first of all to realize what our carbon footprint is and what the net zero it really means. I think if
right,
a smart factories can help in doing that,
right,
whether it be for the consumption of the materials or an energy within the factory, whether it be for materials that we buy, uh, for example, for everything we buy we get a price, but we should also have the amount of carbon dioxide that is like that is built into that a device that we buy or
device.
material that we buy. So if a
True,
smart
true.
manufacturing can enable that to happen, it would be great.
Perfect. 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 And commendable on planting trees actually. 150 and 200,000 per annum. Great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
To Mr. Sandeep Shukla, I want to ask, as factories become smarter, okay, how do we ensure that technology across shop floors are also enhancing teams rather than replacing them?
Yeah.
So how do we
Yeah. So if we will go to the basics, when we learn in our college, basically start with the man, machine, and the method.
Yeah.
So
Yes. Yes.
if we skip man, then I think nothing will happen.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in my view, the smart factories are those who not only build the factory smart, but they also build the workforce smart. So unless the workforce becomes smarter, nothing is going to
Right.
happen. So when anybody is working on a smart factory digital transformation, the goal should be to have basically augmentation and not the replacement.
Replacement.
Um,
True.
and
True.
how it can be done, there are various ways. Basically, human in the loop system. Nowadays, there are various basically open AIs are there, LLM models are there, where the systems can be built to help the operator when he's taking a decision in terms of maybe root cause analysis and all those. And LLMs are very prominent in doing that. Even
Right.
when anybody is designing a system, including the cobots, AR, VR, or maybe AI-based system, uh, the human loop can be used. Another major factor which everybody talks about is basically upskilling and reskilling. Nowadays, there are various platforms available from Government of India, even from IIT, where they give free courses for the training people and all that. So whatever time we are saving by using basically LLMs or Gen AI onto the shop floor, those we can utilize that time to train the upskilling and the reskilling. The another which is more important factor is basically when we are doing any kind of a design, it could be a inclusive design, which means basically the shop floor team need to be involved upfront, well in advance, so that they feel they are part of the system.
Got
And
it.
rather than fearing them out, the message should be like their new job is evolving and not the elimination. So the role will shift from a manual execution to a kind of a supervisory or analytical task, and that will help them to create their own career growth as well. So once they have this uh,
Mm.
in mind, that helps basically to make the real workforce smarter.
Got it. Got it. To Mr. Mehta, I want to ask, uh, with this automation, is as just we spoke about, it is there into the system, and it is rising across various sectors. How can India build a factory workforce that works with machine, not against them? We just spoke about that. We have to look at from the perspective of augmentation and not replacing them. So, your take on that, sir?
I think Sandeep Shuklaji already spoke about it. So I echo
Yes.
with them. Mainly the workforce, what he talk about is the involvement of the workforce right from beginning. So definitely that will be required
Right.
to take this digitalization or smart manufacturing journey ahead. Second thing is that
Right.
automation is rising. So if you see last couple of years, uh, during 1980s or 1889, when I was part of Mason, PLCs were not so much talked about. But
Yes.
today,
Yes.
these variable frequency drives, HMIs,
Yes.
servo systems, things are quite known to the people, and the necessary manpower is available in the market who can handle this
Right.
product, do the program or maintain and all these things. The things are
Yeah.
further moving into the robotics, 3D simulation and all these things, AR, VR, and a lot of AI based software products as well as the AI based AIs are getting implemented in our own factory automation products. So the things are
Yeah.
moving well in right direction. Another point is that we have a good young talented engineering resources are available. A big pool is available, and
Right.
slowly the people are also not only looking for a job like CS and all these things. So people are also getting into this type of IT/OT integration and things. So
You're right.
definitely this will be useful in taking this journey ahead. Implementation of
Yeah.
cobots. So cobot can work very closely with the operator also without, and there are a lot of safety curtains and safety devices are available. So the workforce can work very closely with the machine without having much issues and with a very safe environment.
Right, right. So just to add to your, the young workforce, there is an data that's saying that almost 70% of our workforce by 2030, we will be the youngest, actually, a country with the youngest population of workforce, which will be approximately around 70%. And we
Mhm.
are one of the almost 1.4, I think it is somewhere around 1.4 or 1.5 million. There is already a digitally skilled employee base available, and it is
Yeah,
growing further as well. So,
at a rapid
thanks
rate.
for that, sir. And so, last question to Mr. Amit Pradhan. You have answered that, but I want to just ask that how can we ensure workers grow alongside machines in the factory of the future?
See, Rahul, the factory of the future, you know, must be human plus machine, not
Right.
human versus machine or anything like that, right? Uh, Nowadays there's a lot many of the people talk about AI kind of a thing will come, what will happen to the people, so many of the activity AI will do, so many of the buzzword around it. But it has to be together. It has to be a togetherness. That's very important. Certainly, from the software and manufacturing standpoint of view, we really need to reskilling and upskilling program very frequently,
Upskilling.
right? To
True.
help
Yeah.
worker transitions from repetitive tasks which
Yeah.
certainly many of the automations tool and which is evolving can do, to move to the higher value roles like the robot operation, some kind of a quality management, defect analysis, those kind of a aspect. As I mentioned also in my previous the questions like AR and VR, these and digital twinning also what we have done with some of the instances, which is making a learning intuitive for shop floor worker very high. So those kind of introductions has to be happen. Uh, in fact, we push in our business to incentivize the career progression pathways. This is very important to show worker that automation is not about your job loss, but it is
True.
about evolving your roles, right? So that is those kind of things. We certainly need to engage worker uh, early in the transformation phase. See, the digital transformation and automation cannot happen from the meeting rooms and kind of a thing. It has to be, you must have to be involved
True.
workers. So
Yeah. Yeah.
make
Yeah.
them a part of a co-creator rather than just a
Yeah.
passive
Yeah.
adapter, right, of a new technology. So these kind of things certainly has to be looked at. There are some of I attended some of the lighthouse kind of an initiative from the World Economic Forum and all, and it talks about like in India specifically 50% of the worker need to re-skills in next 1 to 2
Yeah.
years.
1 to 2 years. True. True.
We are evaluating some of the global leader for their digital academy show. So how shop floor staff can transition into a IoT and robotic supervisor,
Mm, mm, mm,
right?
mm,
So
mm.
those kind of things certainly should bring into that, so these are some of the pointers from my side, Rahul, on that part. Yeah.
Oh, great, great. I think it was a great session. Just to sum up, I think we had and there is a surprise section which I wanted to take at the end. Okay, so just to sum up, I think we had a great discussion and summing up, I understand we discussed about how important and how it is going to be and how ready India is. We have there. We have modularity of automation in place. We just have to integrate it. One of the biggest challenges, how do we integrate the older machines to the new ones or newer softwares per se, and which where we are actually working on. Second, third major aspect was, you know, it is not man versus machine. It is not machine versus man, but it is man plus machine. And upskilling of our manpower and or a workforce, and giving them good trajectory, and skilling and reskilling is an important aspect. And for where I think we as an industry has to work with academia as well to make sure that the 70% of young population which is going to come 2030, it is future ready for the future smart manufacturing. And when you rightly said, Mr. Pradhan and or Mr. Mehta, all of you have very clearly spoke about its the intervention, the policy support, compliance, and regulatory coming in picture. So it is not only guideline but also the support, incentivizing or bringing in government programs so that we are offering free courses and we are able to reskill our manpower to make them future ready for the smart manufacturing. I think these were the major sum up points which we had from this discussion, and as an industry, we need to really work upon further. Now, a surprise section, as I said, I uh, I want to close this uh, session with a rapid fire round, actually, and so how I want to do is that I will say a smart manufacturing as uh, so word is a smart manufacturing from my side, and I want you to give me one word or one phrase which comes to your mind, a very short, sharp. I don't want any explanations per se. So coming to Mr. Amit Pradhan, smart manufacturing is Mr. Pradhan for you.
Are we getting some
Hello?
sound?
Mr. Pradhan, you are on mute.
Sorry. Yeah. So yeah, Rahul.
Yes, I said I want to close this with a rapid fire round. I will say smart manufacturing. You give me one word or one phrase or what comes to your mind. A very short and sharp. No explanations are required.
In Indian space, frugal and sustainable.
Oh wow, okay. Frugal and sustainable. Great. Mr. Kelkar, smart manufacturing is Mr. Kelkar, you're on mute.
You are on that.
So, like I would say it's based on very strong roots and going up to the sky.
Strong roots and going up to the sky. Great. That shows you're planting lot of trees actually, Mr. Kelkar. Mr. Sanjay Shukla, smart manufacturing is to you.
Yeah. So for me, smart manufacturing don't replace workers; they turn them into a digital warrior.
Great. And Mr. Mehta, smart manufacturing to you is
Could be smart people and smart mind put together.
great. Great. Thank you so much. So we did this smart manufacturing as per frugal and sustainable, short, strong roots and go up to the sky. Not to replace workers, but work with along with the machines and smart people and smart minds working together. I think these are the key pointers which is confirm conclusion of this particular session and open the forum for the Q&As here. So,
So
Mr.
at
Rao,
the moment, I cannot see any questions in the chat box, but I have few questions to the panelists.
please.
Okay, first question to it's regarding the MSMEs or SMEs rather. I would appreciate if Mr. Kelkar or Mr. Shukla answers this. No, I just want to know from you as an example where you are seeing an investment made by an SMEs was so small and the impact was very good. If you can give a real scale example, it will be great help.
Like Mr. Shukla would like to take it
Yeah,
first, or
sure. So I'll just talk about some incidents, which is basically 4 or 5 years back when I was checking how many robots are being used in a city called Aurangabad. Um, with Government of India, I did some trial and then I visited one company. I can't take the name, but there was a company who is manufacturing the pistons for Bajaj. And the when I visited over there, I really observed there are only two guys who are working in a plant, and plant is running 24/7. There are three robots, and operator has to only feed the pistons, which and then one operator is only basically taking the pistons out. The entire factory is controlled through CCTV cameras. Everything is controlled. So with automation, one can run an entire plant, and also he built a smart factory. So this is a great example which I saw almost a 5 6 years back.
Great. Mr. Kelkar, any
okay.
your take? Yeah.
So I would like to cite an example from the history of my company. Like this, it goes back a long time ago, about 2003 or 2004, when we had like started to build the micro finishing machines, and we needed to make the components of a very high precision. Um, at that time, the revenues of the company were not a lot. They were about maybe about like 3 crores a year. And at that point of time, we had made a decision to invest in a Mazak um, a CNC machine to make those high precision parts, despite like knowing that the machine would not be fully used or it's utilized, like that, like machine at that point had costed us about a revenue of half a year. I'm happy to say that that machine, it produced like very good parts. It enabled us to make high quality like machines. Like that machine, it still produces high quality parts. Like, so this is to say that an investment that was made in 2003 is still making parts with the same accuracy which it was in 2003. So learning for SMEs in this sense, when you invest in a machine, a payback like period of the machine, it might be like 5 years or 7 years or 10 years. But for a long life of the machine, say a 20-year life or a 25-year life, after the payback period, every year the machine earns you money. So it is very important to choose something which has a longevity as compared to a very quick like payback.
Thank you, Mr. Kelkar and Mr. Shukla. And one more question to Mr. Mehtaji and Mr. Pradhan, since they have the background of the association and also they have worked closely with the government programs. Would you like to suggest maybe 2 or 3 programs to SMEs which they can opt for, either through government assistance or through the institutes that the government is running, where they can get benefit by getting associated with? It can be even association like CIR, FICCI, any kind of a program.
I think there are many Industry 4.0 related skill development programs are there run by C4I4, as well as I'm part of FSM, that is Foundation for Smart Manufacturing. So MHI and the Skill Development of India has got a lot of initiatives across India. So it's not only in Delhi as well as Pune. We have got a couple of things in Bangalore also. So there the labs are available and the courses are available, and they are at a very reasonable cost. So people can go and you have both options, offline as well as online courses are possible. And nowadays, various universities, we as a Mitsubishi work with various universities and institutions where a lot of COEs and authorized training centers has been established. The people can definitely have a good trainings available over there, where nearby locations.
Yeah, so to add on into this, right, as Mr. Mehta also mentions, there are several programs keep running from these are the institutions. Getting a similar kind of a notification, organization just have to be a member of that organization. That is very nominal charges and all. Basis on that, this can be availed. Aside to that, as there are many of the regional, the state governments also run many of the programs to promote these kind of emerging skills to fulfill the skill gap and all. Specifically, I have seen this in the Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu. So many of the programs are being run into that. In fact, I have seen that they have introduced many of the emerging technologies program also in their the pedagogy. So those certainly can be beneficial for the organizations perspectives also. In fact, many of the IIT are also coming up with such kind of initiatives where they can come up with to promote this kind of as I had mentioned in my previous conversation also, co-creations kind of a model, right? So that's also helping us. In fact, the recently the government also has come up with the Anusandhan kind of the programs. Through that, there are so many of the availability, so many of the beneficiaries can be made it up by JV and co-creation and co-development of the things together. So yeah, Rakesh.
Yeah, so thank you. I think we already crossed 5 p.m. So time to end this excellent discussion that we had on smart manufacturing. It was really a thought-provoking deliberation, and I would like to thank all our panelists for sharing their valuable insights on this important topic. It was a pleasure having you all here for this panel discussion. And I would also like to our audience for supporting this event. We would like to see your participation in our next event. And our next event is going to be on 29th of this month, and we will be talking about the new Maharashtra export promotion policy, and especially keeping in eye the benefit that it brings to the manufacturing sector and especially the SME segment, where the government of Maharashtra is trying to promote exports from the state. So that is going to be on 29th July, 4 p.m. And we would look forward to your participation in forthcoming events as well. So with that, thank you once again for all the participants, all the panelists for being here for this today's panel discussion. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
all.
you.
I want to say thank you to Mr. Pradhan. I want to say thank you to Mr. Pradhan, Mr. Kelkar, Mr. Shukla, and Mr. Mehta for being a wonderful audio for panelists. Actually, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Have a great
Thank
day.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you,
Thank you,
everybody.
sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye.